Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, there lived an old lady. Despite her advanced age, she exuded a youthful energy and a contagious joy that was the envy of everyone in the village. People often wondered how she managed to be so cheerful all the time. One day, a young man from the village came to her and asked, "Why are you always happy? No matter what happens, you never seem sad. Don't you ever feel bad when things go wrong? How can you be happy when bad things happen?" The old lady nodded and then began to share a story from her past. He left her house and began to put her teachings into practice. He thanked the old lady for her wise words. She became known as the village elder, and her home was always filled with visitors eager to learn the secrets of her youthful spirit and enduring joy. And so, the old lady continued to share her wisdom, touching the lives of many and leaving a legacy of happiness in her wake. At first, it was challenging, but gradually he started to notice positive changes within himself. Let us know in the comments below what you think the most important thing is to remember from this story. Even when faced with difficulties, he remained calm, knowing that they would eventually pass. He discovered that happiness was not something to be sought after, but rather something to be cultivated in the present moment. When I was young, I had a family, a husband, and children. What if something really bad happens? How can you still be happy? The old lady replied calmly, "It's not easy. But I remind myself everything passes. Even the hardest times don't last forever. Or even just the fact that I am still alive. You can choose to focus on the bad and be sad. When something bad happens, I tell myself, this too shall pass. One day, my husband fell ill. And then I focus on what I still have, my health, my friends. It was the saddest day of my life. I cried and cried. I thought I would never be happy again. Happiness is a choice. But I always find something, even if it's small. Maybe the sun is shining. Maybe a flower is blooming. Or you can choose to find the good and be happy." And I needed to find a way to smile again. "What do you mean?" he asked. I began to look at life differently. It's not always easy, but it is possible. There is always something to be thankful for. We were not rich, but we were happy. We didn't have enough money for the medicine he needed. We tried everything, but he passed away. The old lady smiled gently and replied, "My dear, life is full of ups and downs. Some days are good, some days are bad. My children still needed me." The old lady smiled and said, "Every morning when I wake up, I tell myself today is a new day, and I will find something to be happy about. Some days it's hard. Maybe I see a friend's face." I understood that life will always have good and bad moments. But I decided I wouldn't let the bad ones steal my happiness. But I've learned that happiness comes from inside, not from what happens around me. The young man looked puzzled. The young man listened quietly as the old lady continued, but after some time, I realized something. Being sad forever wouldn't bring him back. The young man asked, "But how did you do that?" The young man thought deeply, then asked, "But?" The young man pondered these words, realizing that happiness was indeed a choice that lay within his own heart. News of the old lady's wisdom spread throughout the land, and people from far and wide came to seek her out. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family.